we about to take off.
Welcome to another episode of Before We Take Off. That's right, we still on the air, baby. And today's guest is Beefy Black, a Brisbane-based hip-hop artist bringing confidence, energy, and his own perspective to the Australian rap space. Beefy Black, my boy, welcome to the launch pad, bro. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, bro? What's been happening? What's been happening?
Not much, man. I appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show today. Man, I've had a wish list of people
Okay.
to have on this show, and you were definitely on that wish list. So I appreciate you, man.
And I appreciate you, bro. Always happy to be here. Always happy to support, bro. It's good to see you as always. It's always love, bro. It's always love.
Yeah, man. But hey, let's get straight into it, man. For people who are just discovering you, for people who haven't heard of you before, who is Beefy Black?
To be honest, I'm just me, bro. I can't even lie. It's not really anything that's anything to say that I am. I'm just me. I started making music when I was 12, 13 years old. Started off actually in high school, performing on stage actually at school in front of the whole school. That's sort of how I sort of got into it. My music teacher, Mr. Young, I remember this is so funny, man. He like cornered me into doing Friday, those Friday like assemblies that you do like at school, man. It was funny as hell.
Yeah.
So I remember, bro, he was like, oh man, like it'd be really cool if you like do a song for something. And I was like, nah, man, like, I'm not really into doing that. He was like, I think you'd be really good at it. And he was like to me, look, because at the time we are doing an assignment where we had to perform in front of the whole class, right?
Yeah.
He's like, come to school early on Friday. We'll practice your assignment, and then like, we can go from there. And I didn't think much of it. Anyway, I get to school, bro, and he's like to me, yeah, cool. By the way, you're going on at like 8:40 after Miss Roberts, who's like our principal, goes on. I'm just like, you're kidding me, bro. So you can imagine I'm just in the back of the stage, bro.
Yeah.
Shitting bricks, bro, right? Anyway, the principal goes on, and then he comes out. He's like, all right, we've got like a special performance, blah, this. And he's like, I come out, bro. I remember looking out to like the sea of like 400 kids, bro. It was daunting, but I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Pretty sure the first song I did was Over by Drake.
Over.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Throwback and a half, bro. Literally crazy, right? Anyway, I did that a few times, bro. And then, I don't know, as time went, I started dropping stuff on SoundCloud and, blah, this and blah, this. And then after high school, we took it a little bit more seriously. Started dropping some videos, doing shows, and putting out some stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much me, bro, in a nutshell. That's sort of how it all started, but yeah.
Have you always been in Australia your whole life?
No, definitely not. So I moved here in 2012 from Johannesburg, South Africa. I think I moved here. I just started high school in Joburg, actually. I think it was my first term there, like 6 weeks in. I remember, bro, if anyone knows anything about Joburg, like the school that I went to Sir Pierre. So if you know where Sir Pierre is, you know Sir Pierre and that whole Northern Park beef, bro. People were being stabbed left, right, and center, bro. It's crazy time, bro. At that school, bro. It was nuts. Anyway, a few weeks later, long story short, like, my parents ended up agreeing to let me come here. I ended up just coming down here. That's pretty much when I got here, and I was in grade 8. Yeah. Everyone has already, sort of started school, so everyone already kind of had their own cliques at the time, but it was pretty cool. They kind of like gave me like a group of people to hang out with, which is really cool. I remember it was like Mac Perry and like Griffin and like a few of the other boys, bro, which I still do talk to. So not to this day, but we hung out like all the way throughout high school and everything else.
Yeah,
really cool, man. And then, as time went by, obviously you meet more like-minded people in terms of like, the stuff that you like and type of music and whatever it is, and you sort of gravitate towards that. And that's sort of how I met Tash and Hussey and all that people, all that stuff, bro. And sort of. And from then on, we sort of started this group thing where we're sort of making music together. And then obviously went on to solo stuff afterwards. But bro. And that was it. Yeah. So 2012, bro.
Crazy that you had a Mr. Young at your school to kind of like, and I say it's crazy because same thing.
Yeah, really.
My high school as well. My music teacher was Mr. Young all the way through high school.
Same name though is crazy though.
Like, right? But also like this guy, I mean, he's Dr. Young now. My man went and got a PhD a couple of years ago. So shout out Dr. Young real quick. But like crazy, he was my music teacher all the way throughout high school as well. And like, I genuinely think had it not been for him kind of like pushing me and encouraging me like all the time, like he genuinely had a way. And honestly, teachers who do this are the best. he genuinely had a way of making me feel like I was the best singer in the world.
Mhm, mhm,
Like,
mhm.
he had that way with everyone, you know what I mean?
You're
Like,
right, you're right.
everyone left his class thinking, "Man, I'm the greatest goddamn singer in the world."
No, it's not you're right. No matter what, like, instrument or what talent you had, like, they always found a way to, like, hone into that and sorta, like, make you feel
Yeah.
like that's something you should, sorta tap into, I
But it
guess
wasn't
that's
like it wasn't like he would put me on an ego trip. He would definitely would rein me in when I needed reining in, but, like, he would always, you know, he would give you that kind of advice where
mm,
you're like, "Man, I wanna be a better musician just
yeah,
for Mr.
yeah,
Young." So,
yeah.
shout out shout out to Mr. Young
Shout
and
out
all
Mr.
the
Young.
Mr. Youngs out there who are making a positive impact on the future generations of musicians.
I'm saying, especially if your name is Mr. Young, clearly there's a trend here, so you
Yeah.
got the sauce, sir. You got the
Yeah,
sauce.
Mr. Young got the sauce. Mr. Young, Doctor Young, all of it. But hey, man, I wanna get into what you were talking about a little bit later, but I wanna touch on one thing real quick. Tell me, like, what was it like moving to Australia and, like, you started I guess you came in during the beginning or the middle of grade 8, and
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
a tough time to join a school. Like, what was it like kind of, 1, moving countries, but also, like, at a time where, like you said, all these cliques were made, all these friendship groups were made,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how did you find kinda fitting in?
Look, I can't lie, like, I've always been what's the word? A bit of a floater, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really I talk to everyone, bro. There's no, like, thing to be like, "Oh, this person is with this clique, I'm not gonna talk to you." I'm just like, if you're in my 5-meter radius and I have something to say, Imma say it to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's just the type of person that I am. So it's like I never really yeah, so when I first started there, like I was, I chatted to everyone and everything else. But the funny thing, man, was I actually because when I first got to Australia, I was obviously I'm pretty short, but I was also very, very, very chubby as well. So they used to
Okay.
call me Biggie Smalls, right? So that was like the thing was all the older kids used to call me Biggie Smalls, right? And they'd kind of like coin me into like doing like funny like rap shit. And obviously, yeah, it had some sort of like racial element to it or whatever. But at the
Yeah, yeah,
same time,
yeah.
like I did find it kind of funny because it was kind of just like I don't even rap because at the time when I moved here, I actually used to be a dancer, right?
Yeah,
So back in South
okay.
Africa, fun fact, before I moved here, I was actually in a dance group called Press Play. And if anyone knows South Africa, I was in Press Play, and Press Play was actually meant to versus Freeze Frame at Big Bang. They've been going back and forth for like 10 years, right? I was
Right.
meant to go head to head with their like top like crumper that year when I moved here. That's the type of shit that I was doing before I came here, bro.
Okay, Beefy
So when
Black.
I first, no, listen, it's funny, bro, because if you see me right now try to dance, bro, I ain't got no sauce, bro. I couldn't even, the most I could probably do is like a Millie Rocket and a Dougie. You get what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna catch me doing nothing else. But anyway,
My guy went from crumping to
bro,
two-stepping.
to two stepping. It's crazy. Like, can't even pop anymore. God damn. Anyway, right. So literally, like, they used to call me like B and stuff, and like we used to, and I think like that's probably where maybe a lot of the not a lot, but what sort of maybe pushed me to sort of I don't know, not push me, but influence me to sort of get into it in that way because
Yeah, you were
when I
like,
got
"Y'all
here,
y'all gonna call me Biggie
y'all gonna
Smalls,
call me
Imma
Biggie
be
Smalls.
Biggie
I'm
Smalls."
a be Biggie Smalls sort of thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So anyway, bro, we were sort of like, so I think because the older kids were sort of like I guess, fucking with me in a way. The younger kids kind of felt like they kind of had to like me because the older kids kind of like me already. If that makes sense. So
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I've kind of felt like it was easy for me to just link with people, and I never really had to try to fit in or whatever it was. It was just sort of just me, just being me. I never. Plus, bro, at the end of the day, people don't like you, they can get fucked. Like I've never been that kind of a person to like
Yeah,
care whether like I want to hang out with you or not. Like there's no one that like you want to hang out with that bad.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like,
I hear
but
you.
anyway, I don't know. So I feel like that was when I first started. So I think like me moving here, it was a different, obviously, transition going from, a heavily African speaking country in terms of language. You got Zulu, Xhosa, Sepedi, English, Afrikaans, Shona, blathers, blathers to, so obviously you
Yeah.
say people are just like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Then we're like, you get used to what this, I guess, new sort of culture is and try your best to make the best of it. As
Yo, my favorite and the funniest thing about moving to Australia, especially from, like, Africa or from anywhere that, like, English is maybe not the primary language, is when we come here and we flex. We flex that we can speak English.
Dude.
Because because my favorite conversation to have, bro, my favorite conversation to have is, "Were you born here?" No, no, no. I was born in Zimbabwe, but I've been here most of my life. In fact, I've been having this conversation. I moved here in 2005. I've been having this conversation since 2006.
The year after.
Were you born here? No,
But you
I
had this
wasn't born
conversation
here.
on the plane here, don't lie. You were on the way here
Yeah,
and someone asked you
bro.
that.
You
At
stay
the
having this
airport
conversation.
in Dubai on your layover. You didn't even make it here yet. Somebody was like, "You speak good English."
Somebody looked at me and they were like, "Were you born here?" And so I'm like, "Nah, man, I wasn't born here. Like, born in Zimbabwe, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Wow, your English is great, bro. Your English is."
Right.
My my favorite response to that was always looking right back at someone and be like, "You know what? Yours is fantastic too, man. Like, it's great." Because what? What you mean my English is great? It's
Dude, don't even get me started. What pisses me off is when people get annoyed at people who come here, for example, who can't speak English that well, right?
straight
And
up.
it's just like, well, you need to like learn how to speak. I'm like, dude, you understand this person's bilingual. Like you speak
Yep.
one language.
Yep.
That's all you speak. This person's trying to speak
Boring.
2 different languages and still continue with the mother tongue as to wherever the hell they're there because they got to speak to their family, right?
Yeah.
You say the same 20, however many English words they are in the English language, those
Yeah.
same, you probably use like 50% of them
Straight up.
every year.
Straight
Like
up.
your vocal capacity is not the same as this other person that's trying to learn your language. So give people a fucking chance, man. God damn,
And
bro.
especially when you think of the fact that, like, a lot of bilingual people, trilingual people, a lot of them have to, like, translate it in their head, right? So
Exactly.
they're
First.
listening to what you're saying, and they're translating it into Spanish, into
Mhm.
Shona, into Zulu, into whatever language they speak. They translating it, and then they have to reverse translate their response just to respond in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Like, that's crazy, man.
I
That
have a
is
solution.
crazy.
All sole English speaking people should just get that microchip from Elon, and then that
Yo,
way
we
we could
should
just
I think yeah, straight up. I think
that
everyone
way.
should just consistently wear AirPods because they be translating now.
Yeah, the expensive ones.
Yep. That's the
All of them?
price you pay.
Is it all of them or is it the expensive ones?
I think it's I don't know, man. I don't know.
What are the expensive ones? I don't even know. I was just saying that because I didn't even know. Like, is that a
Like
thing or
the expensive ones, like the big ones, like
are the AirPod
the
Maxes?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they're the most expensive ones for
But they're
no
stupid
damn
as hell,
reason.
bro. Like, how you gonna wear that stuff to the gym? Like, apparently they slip off your ears and stuff. Like, it's like
Yeah,
I don't
like
understand.
I don't know. I know a couple people who have them and they seem to be fine with it, but personally couldn't be me.
Mm,
Could not
fair
be
enough.
me. But then yeah, I just have like the in-ear ones. I have AirPod Pro 4s, I think is what I've got. I don't know. I'm
I don't know what
trapped in
these are. I got these ones. Whatever
I'm
these are.
trapped in the ecosystem. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Whatever,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But they look yeah. Hey man,
It is
either
whatever these
way,
are. Anyway,
I think it's funny that like, people who look at you when you come from another country and then they'll be like, "Man, your English is great." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. Yours too."
so is yours. Probably
My
just trip out. Like what?
English was my best subject.
Dude. Did you ever go to school in Zim? By the way, you came
So
here.
I went to school in Zim for 3 years. I finished in grade 3. I finished grade 3 in Zim, and then when I moved to Australia, I went straight into grade 4. And it's so funny, man, because, like and I'm not here to knock the Australian education system, but, like, I promise for the first, like, half of grade 4,
Mm,
I was like, "Man, I've done this. I've done all of this." And then, like,
really?
my teacher was hella shocked. Like, he threw up some math equation on the board, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this is the answer." And he's like, "How'd you know that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I feel like I've done this before." And
He's just
then
like what?
yeah, and then, I quickly assimilated, especially to math. Math was not my best subject at all.
Me neither, bro. Growing up, I can't lie. Can't
I
lie.
wasn't none of that. But hey, man, back to the music. Back to the music. We could sit here and talk
Yeah, I
about
know.
migrating to Australia for the next 6
Hours.
hours.
Facts.
Bro, tell me, what's the story behind your name? How did Beefy Black come to represent you as an artist?
Look, I don't. Look, bro. I actually have no idea, but I have a feeling that it came from. It was a time when, like I said, I was obviously, like I said, a very big kid, and
Yeah.
then I started playing rugby league, and sort of started to look a little bit more muscular and stuff like that as well. And I
Okay.
kind of thought I looked beefy. That was sort of like a thing that I sort of like went with, right?
Got
And
you.
then I don't know, I just kind of threw black into it because at the time I kind of had that I felt like I had that sort of dark sort of persona sort of thing. I was like, yeah, beefy black sort of thing. Kind of like just like ran with that. And I
Okay.
was pretty young when I came up with it. I think I was probably like what? Yeah, but this must have been young, bro. So this must have been what two actually this was 2016, maybe
Okay.
around then. Just after actually no, 14, 13. This is before.
Right.
So I was pretty young when I came up with it as well. But man, like now thinking back on it, man, the reason why I sort of, pivoted a little bit to the other way was because I was competing with a lot of SEO that was hard to compete with. If that makes sense.
You would think you were 14 years old thinking about SEO.
Man, listen, all right. Right now, if you actually before I said it, let me just check because it's been a minute since I Googled myself.
And while he does this, for those listening who don't know, SEO
All
is
right.
search engine optimization. My man was 14 thinking about this.
No, so basically, if you Google me, like I've got a obviously same thing. Like you get your name comes up, you have a knowledge panel, it shows all the stuff that comes up, right? But then if you click on images, don't do it for all the users that are on there. It's just a funny thing that like me and my friend discovered.
Yeah.
It's like obviously the name is kind of, it sounds a bit left, if you get what I mean. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I can't, it was just me at the time. I kind of just ran with it. It was just what I went for. It was aggressive. It was, you know, unforgiving, unapologetically me. It was just, yeah, just
Yeah.
what I was doing at the time, bro. And I was just cool with it. Like I was fine with it. I loved it, to be honest, man.
Unforgiving and unapologetically me. I love that. I love that perspective, man. But was it always Beefy Black? Did you have any other name before that? Like, or is that what it's always been?
That's what it's always been.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Look, from what I can remember, that's what it's always been.
Because man, like, I feel like, especially in hip hop, like you go through phases, right? Like
Yeah.
I started. I'm gonna tell y'all for those who don't know my history. I started in a hip hop hip hop R&B type group um called Raw Entertainment,
Yep, yep.
AWR Entertainment. So that was me, and then my boy Arnold, aka Kendrick Cade, my boy Brendan, aka BTB. And then like we had a few like people come in, especially like we had a few like female singers come in and out of the group. So like Sophia, Arian, whose stage name was I think Monique or something like that was her stage name. And then we had this other girl whose name I forgot. She went to like Stretton with one of my cousins. Malia Cray, I think was her stage name. But yeah, so like I was like, man, all these people got stage names. All right, I gotta come up. I gotta come up. So I started with Ray J. Ray J, but not not Kim Kardashian's.
I didn't say anything.
I just saw the look you were giving me. Not Kim Kardashian's Ray J. I started with Ray J. Rayjay.
Okay, okay. All right,
I
right.
was like,
Okay.
it rhymes, it's cool,
Yeah.
it is what it is, Ray J. And then at some point, I was like, I need something else. Like, it can't just be Ray J because there's a Ray J and he's famous for some other shit right now. So I went with
I
Young
don't want no
Stunner.
confusion.
And yeah, people looking at Ray J, seeing something else. Nope.
No.
So I went with Young Stunner, Young
Yeah, yeah,
Stunner,
yeah.
and I think I changed the spelling a few times. First, it was the literal spelling of Young Stunner, the correct way to spell it, and then but it's hip hop, man. You gotta
Yeah,
change
yeah,
stuff up.
yeah.
So I went with Young, Yung, and then Stunner was normal, and then I went the other way. So normal Young, and then Stunner was
Yeah.
STUNNAH.
Okay, NH.
That
Okay.
was that was
Okay.
hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that. I like
NAH, Young
that. Yeah,
Stunner. And then eventually, like, I realized there was another Young Stunner out there, man. Nothing in hip hop is
yeah.
original. So I went with Young Stunner Ray. That was like my last hip hop name was Young Stunner Ray. And then
Yeah. I
at
like
some
that
point I
actually.
was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with my government name. That's gonna be my artist name.
Fair enough. So many people have told me to use my government name, especially when I was gonna go like um there was a point when I was gonna pivot and go more like R&B, sort of like chill, sort of like
Yeah. But
yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna use that.
you still could,
I
bro.
know I
You
could,
still
bro.
could.
It's just yeah, right now I just need to find the time. That's all it is. Once I got time.
I mean, it could be personas, right? It could be Beefy Black is hip hop, and then I mean, I ain't gonna put you on blast. You wanna tell the people your government name or
No, 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 no.
cool.
No, no,
So
no,
it could be it could be Beefy Black on the hip hop and then your government name on the R&B.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you double
No,
royalties.
no, fair, fair. No, you're not wrong. But I feel like I need a mask or something for like the second persona, or just no face sort of
Yeah,
vibe, you know?
yeah.
Just
And
never
then
show
you
your face
just
in the videos.
and then you just start doing songs with yourself, bro. You're rapping and you're singing.
But that's actually a good idea. I can't lie. Go to a label and be like, hey man, these two artists, man. I got these two artists, man. Then you go there as a manager too. Hey man, I
Yup,
got these two artists, man. These are my two
yup.
artists. That's a business model right there.
It's a business
Bro, we
model.
just came
Think
up
about
with a
it.
way to break bread, bro, right on, podcasts. People are gonna be tripping. Why don't we
Straight up,
think of this? Why don't we think of
and you
this?
can just go straight up like, who like, you go straight up like Sia, man, and, like, just never show your face. So, like, your R&B
That's true.
persona just never shows your face, and so
Mm.
people don't know. It's just that we've never seen Beefy Black and this other guy in the same room together.
One day, just to fuck shit up, you'd have to just get a double, bro. Just
You
just to
have
just to
yeah, just get
just to be
someone to
like,
be the
whoa,
face.
oh look, and you be the one to point it out too. Oh look, is that this person?
Straight up.
You know
Well,
what I
'cause
mean?
think about it, man, like, how many times have people walked past, like, Daft Punk, for example, and they don't even know it's them?
Bro, one thing about me, bro, that I actually would need to say, I don't even know what Daft Punk looks like, and I know what he looks like. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like, yeah, does that make sense, bro? It's like, bro,
No?
I'm so disconnected, bro. It's like, if you're not like Kim Kardashian or whatever it is, or Kanye West, bro, you
Yeah.
could be the most famous like racer in the world, and you could walk past me, bro, and I'd just be like, what's up, bro?
Right,
Move the
right,
fuck
right,
on, bro.
right, right.
I don't. And even if you were famous, I ain't gonna press you like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, bro, I just don't recognize people like that, bro. I'm so in my own world, bro. I'm just
I
like,
hear you.
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just here to get my groceries and I'm out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
see, Mike Tyson picking grapes while,
yeah.
next to me getting freaking bananas, and I'll be like, oh, is that Mike Tyson? I don't know. Anyway, these look nice. Put them in my trolley. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I'm here for grapes, not
Literally,
Mike
like,
Tyson.
I'll see you at the fight next week, bro. What are you doing here? Go train. You know what I mean? Bro, seriously, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's what I'm saying. So with that Daft Punk comment, like,
Yeah,
personally, I wouldn't notice him anyway. Not to throw shade or anything.
yeah.
It's just I just wouldn't notice it, bro. To be honest, so
I
yeah,
hear that, I hear
yeah.
that. But imagine seeing Mike Tyson at the grocery store buying grapes.
Look, I'm sure I'd notice Mike Tyson. That was a wild example, but I mean, like, I don't know. Let's just say Jack Harlow.
Okay,
Like, if I wasn't paying attention, and he walked past me on the street.
okay.
Would you recognize it was Jack Harlow? You know what I mean?
See, I'm not even like, just like you, I'm not even sure I know what Jack Harlow looks like.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this guy looks like Jack Harlow, and I just move on. And
Right? Yeah, yeah,
then you be
yeah.
on TikTok later, like, oh, Jack Harlow was in Sydney or Brisbane. You're like, oh shit, that was Jack Harlow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, I hear that. I hear that, man. Nah, okay, cool. But take me back to the beginning, bro. Like, when did music become more than something you just liked? When did it become your thing?
well, I'll probably say after high school. So after high school, I had a little bit more time, obviously, because you're not bothered by having to be locked up in a cage for 8 hours a day. So
Yeah,
after that, I'm pretty sure I got into a double degree in whatever at the time. But I wasn't actually going because I didn't want to do it. So I was actually just doing music on the side, right? And that's when I started doing shows. Like, I started the whole group with like like my other two friends and everything else. Started thinking up with a few other Brisbane artists and stuff like that too. Pretty sure that might have been when we started doing a few shows together as well around that time.
yeah,
And that around then, man, was probably when I think I started taking things a little bit more seriously, because I started to notice that, yeah, I guess people were actually listening to the shit, right? People were actually coming
yeah,
to the shows, and people were actually sort of supporting. I guess they sort of like the music, and I actually enjoyed the process too. Like, I actually genuinely enjoyed like going to the studio. Being an artist was fun too at the time, because you're young and carefree. Last thing you don't care about anything, bro. You chilling at mom's house, like all you care
yeah,
about is
yeah,
making your, doing your 2-3 shifts a week and going to the studio, coming back, cool. After you go to the studio, blow your money on bottles, go to the club. You're living that rapper lifestyle for fun. You carefree, just enjoying yourself. And I actually, I fell in love with that, bro. It was great.
Yeah.
The experience, the people, like, the high of actually being on stage and performing was one thing I definitely fell in love with. Like performing was one thing that I actually still enjoy to this day. Like nothing beats like being on stage, especially when you're, have, when you're hyped up, when you're in the
Yeah.
mood, and when you actually like, you have those shows where sometimes you're just not feeling it, bro. When you're feeling it and you're actually like in the mood and you're actually ready to be there and actually ready to actually like, give it, you know, give it your all. Sorry for the audience.
Yeah.
Always the best time, bro. It's always the best time. So I fell in love with that side of things. I think the most, especially I think because during high school, even like I said, in grade 9, when I first did those first shows with because my music teacher, I ended up doing them all the way till like grade 11, grade 12. So I was doing them all throughout high school,
Yeah.
right? So when I stopped doing that, it was like, oh, I kind of like I didn't have stage fright anymore. That makes sense. I can get up, I could get up in front of a crowd and just like shout and jump the way that I wanted
Yeah.
to. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
other people would still be nervous, trying to like, navigate like, oh, how do I get like crowd reception? How do I like do certain things that I'd already figured out, because not necessarily, I wasn't a pro at it, but I kind of had an idea as to how to navigate it. You can tell when people are sort of dying off. You can tell like how to sort of, get people to like tune in again, when people start to zone away and everything else there too, So it's actually, I don't know, it
Yeah.
was interesting. So when I came out and started doing other shows with other people, I think people did notice that I had a really, really good stage presence for that reason. Because I was able to control the crowd, and I wasn't really scared to be in front of a large group of people. Um, I think that helped a lot in terms of, I guess, getting me into certain places and certain shows I end up doing later on. But yeah.
For sure. Like I think being able to perform is
Mm,
such a like underrated skill.
100%.
Like
100%.
you can have the skill of, being able to put rhymes together. You can
Hmm.
have the skill of being able to write the melodies and all these kinds
Hmm.
of things. But the skill of actually performing, I feel like that's half the story you're trying to tell, you know what I
100%.
mean?
100%.
And it's
100%.
so underrated. And people like I used to teach workshops on like performance, like
Mm.
on performance skills. And people would be so confused. They're like, "What do you mean you have a workshop on performance skills? Don't they just get up and do it?" I'm like, "No, no. In
We'll
fact,
put you up there and see how you go in front of 500 people on the first go. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
it's
it's
like they
scary.
get
It's
up
not
and they
easy.
see all these eyes and
Yeah.
then they forget the words or they sing all the words, but they stand still. And
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
bro,
Yep.
like performing is such an underrated skill.
Hmm. No, I feel you. That's correct, bro. It's very true.
Man, has like anything in like your background or upbringing shaped the way that you make music or perform music?
Mm, mm, maybe actually, maybe yeah. Two things. I remember growing up, my sister used to like always watch the. She was obsessed with Usher growing up. She had like the whole like Usher like 405. Those concert videos, bro,
Yeah,
where he'd
yeah,
always
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
go into the crowd and like do all those things as well, like bring people up
Confessions
and like some
era.
people, yeah, yeah, confessions era sort of thing, right? So I think like maybe because of that, did always like to get out into the crowd and obviously navigate and talk to people like that. Maybe because I actually used to copy him. I'd mimic him, mimic watching him on stage. So
Right.
she'd be playing his stuff on TV, right? And I'll be sitting there mimicking him in the like behind her, and she's just like, "God," you know what I mean? But it's just like looking back on it, maybe maybe that did. But music wise, in terms of maybe not performance, but maybe influence, maybe yeah. I listened to a lot of Lil Wayne growing up, Wheezy, like that as well, Kevin Gates, Fetty Wap, Tory Lanez, big one. I listened to a lot of Tory growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stuff like that as well. So I think maybe those sort of artists as well did, I guess, influence my specific, I guess, taste and delivery in terms of what I actually ended up coming out with. But yeah, I'd probably say those two things.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Bro, I want to kind of touch on something like, and you sort of alluded to this a couple of times, in your story so far, but like obviously before this solo journey that you're on, you were part of a group THD.
Mm.
First of all, who was the T in THD? Because I only ever saw, I, I only ever saw two of y'all most of the time. I ain't gonna play TJ like that.
Shit. See, the funny part is I can't even lie, bro. I can't even lie. Yeah, like look, he didn't make no music. Let's not lie here, right? Yeah, yeah. Look, he had a few bars here and there, you know.
Yeah.
But bro, it was literally like we just had him come out on stage and just hype up because he was our best friend. Like it's just that was literally it, bro. It was
He
nothing
was
else
the
to it.
personality hire.
Yeah, like honestly, it's just one of those things. It's just like, man, we're young kids that just like we're making music together. Well, we're hanging out all the time, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, well, obviously, me and Hussey at the time, like, we're like, cool. We'd make music, we chop it up, whatever. Ash wouldn't even want to rap, but we'd just be like, all right, man, you can just like do ad libs, and he'd do ad libs every now and then. And he'd
Yeah.
come out on stage when we be performing, and he'd just do ad libs, like that was literally it. So it was just like, so we actually even named the group like around our story, even though he had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just funny as fuck. I mean, but anyway, what else can you do, bro? It's like not gonna leave the boys out, you know. But one of
Yeah.
those things, just like fuck it, like it is what it is. We made it together, but it was actually a lot of fun, man. Like just even
Yeah.
like when we were actually like, even though like thinking back on it, it was obviously stupid, but it was just fun because it was just like it was just three friends, bro. We were just doing shit for fun. I think that's probably like the beauty of music, you know, is that you can just do it, and that's the best time when you're just doing it for fun and not necessarily for the
Yeah.
sake of "Oh, I've got to put stuff out and blah
Yeah.
this and blah this." You know, I think at that point it was so carefree, man, and so like uncurated, where you were just like doing shit and putting shit out because you wanted to, because you liked it, you know, not because you thought people would like it, you know.
And how did the group come together, and, like, what do you remember most about that time?
Well, like I said, bro, I think we were just like in a house at the time. We used to hang out at Hussein's house a lot. We probably just like after year 12, bro, just like probably just kicking back, smoking up or something like that. And then literally just listening to beats, freestyling in his backyard like we used to. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
literally at some point we were just like, stuff with this, let's go get a mic. That was
Yeah.
pretty much it.
That's
Then
how it
you get
is.
a mic, and then okay, now you're buying the soundproofing for the back, and you've got an interface, and you've
Yeah.
got, FL Studio, and now you're just like hitting record and like downloading a free beat off YouTube. And that was
Ye
literally it, bro. Like our first song, I think it was like the song called No Pills, bro.
Yeah.
Worst song I've ever written in my entire life. But it's still one thing about that's the worst song I've ever written in my entire life, but it still has a chorus. Like that's one thing about my shit that I'll
Okay.
always say. Like the verses might not hit all the time, bro, but you can't fuck with my choruses, dog. My choruses will always slap. You know what I mean?
The
Like
hook.
the
The hook
hook,
was
man.
there.
The hook is there, dog. Like anyway, even on that track, like the hook was there, but then the verse, bro, this is butt cheeks, bro. But it was all right, bro. It was I can say that now because obviously that was what almost 10 years ago plus. It's cool, but it's like butt
You've
cheeks,
grown
bro.
from that moment.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
What do you think, like, I guess being part of a group, what did that teach you that you don't think you would have learned kind of, solo by yourself?
Mm. Well, it taught me that number one, like especially as people who have obviously worked in groups before, as you're probably already aware as well, not everyone moves at the same pace you want to move at, and that's the difficulty of it, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, let's say you want to do some niggas ain't really keen to do some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Becomes an issue, right? Is like when you're by yourself, if you want to go, you're gonna go. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing's really stopping you from just like hitting the accelerator, right?
Straight up.
So I would, that saying like all gas, no brakes. Like I feel like it's all that when you're on your solo, bro. Like even, yeah, in other aspects of life, like doing things by yourself, can get you so much further sometimes than doing things with someone, like.
Yeah.
But anyway, that depends on you at the end of the day and how you do things personally. But for me, I've always noticed that, especially for someone that's very, very like impulsive, but I'll wake up at 3 a.m. with a random boost of energy to do something. It's like if I have
Yeah.
to wait for someone else to like be like, okay, cool, how do I get this done? Or, how should we execute this? By the time you have that burst of energy is gone, you're not gonna want to do it. Not that you're not gonna want to do it, but you could be doing something else at that point. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yeah.
being able to just like action things at your own pace and do things when you want without needing to wait for someone else's approval or whatever it is always like the easiest way.
So would you say, like, stepping out solo kinda gave you, like, a bit more freedom, or did you
Yeah,
find it
bro.
a
I
little
mean,
bit
I stepped out
challenging?
solo, and I'm pretty sure I dropped more songs than we dropped like as a group
Yeah.
solo.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Like it's just like I was just able to do a lot more. Obviously, I haven't dropped anything the last 2 3 years now because I've just been doing my own thing. But literally, like before that, bro, like obviously, I think TH, I think we might have put out like 4 or 5 songs in like 2 years.
Yeah.
I did like 12 Beefy songs in like 3 years, whatever it was. You know what I mean? So it's like I'd almost like doubled it, in terms of
The
actual
output,
release stuff.
yeah, yeah, the output doubled. So, like, when did y'all decide, like, THD, you were putting the ice on that?
To be honest, I don't even remember, bro. It must have been sometime around maybe 2020, 2021, maybe around, I don't know, sometime before, after we got back from Canada. Around then, maybe like a year after Canada. I don't know when Canada was.
And, like, what when with that end, like, what changed for you, like, creatively or even personally?
What do you mean, like with the music?
Like, yeah, yeah, stepping out of the group.
Um, I feel like creatively, like I had to sort of. It teaches you to stop relying on someone else to fill those gaps, if that makes sense,
Yep.
especially music wise, right? So
Yeah, because 'cause you're not writing half the
yeah,
song
you're
anymore, you
writing
gotta
half the
write the
song
full
anymore. You
thing.
know what I mean? You got to write the full thing. Right? So I think for me, that sort of changed a little bit in terms of being like, hey, cool. Now I've sort of got a. First of all, I had more creative control. Number one, so I could curate songs the way I sort of wanted to. Number two, I sort of had to, like I was saying before, navigate that too, which was yeah, having to write the entire song, which is also you write the hook, you write the first verse. Obviously, sometimes you can usually loop back to the hook as per the normal sort of structure, but then after that, it's like cool. Now verse two, right? Now,
Yeah,
usually, if you in a group or trio, you're like, all right, cool, man, your turn. Here's your turn for the 16, right? But now when it's all you, it's like, ah, damn, I gotta do another 16. And like sometimes, but when you're writing songs, if you're not like if you don't stick with that vibe the whole time, right? By the
yeah.
time you get to verse two, dog, you ain't really trying to do that no more. It's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
like I ain't really feeling it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like I might come back to it tomorrow. Tomorrow you come back to it. You don't even have the same vibe anymore, the same tone. I've gotten to that point where I've done it with a few songs, and it's like, cool. I'm happy with this first half. Let's just get a dope feature and let's just end it there. Right. If I really can't think of something to do, right? If I can, let's just wait until the day that it comes, right?
Yeah.
But usually what happens if you do that is you end up with like 16 songs with, you know, empty 16s.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I just have to figure out like how to sort of fill that.
Once, like, you know, once you're no longer part of the group, like, what did you discover about your own sound and your own, like, identity as an artist? Like,
I think I figured out that I do like R&B sort of slow sounds as well.
yeah,
I did like that sort of poppy sound, like this time, Donald Duck, like that sort of thing. Not too shy, very like sort of playful, like sort of songs. I realized that I actually actually enjoy making songs for women personally, like genuinely. Um,
ladies, y'all heard that?
oh hell yeah, that ass, but no, but seriously though, I don't know. I feel like it's always been like in line with what I do because bro, I ain't really like that whole aggressive shit. Like it's cool, it's fun every now and then, but like it doesn't stick. Like I'm trying to be like, if I was to make music now, I'd be thinking to make music something like Tori, Bryson,
Okay.
um, you know, sort of like I don't even know how you describe it. It'd be like R&B, hip hop. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
weird,
I
like
get what you mean.
cross. What do they call it? Cross trap? I don't know. Pop trap? What do you even call it, bro? Something like that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even
Anyway,
know, man. But yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but like some sort of like a bit of a hybrid type sound.
yeah.
I hear that. I hear that. So like when people listen to your music now, like what do you hope they hear?
Now, as in, well, if you went to my Spotify now, you're gonna hear me from 3 years ago. No
Yeah.
one's heard nothing. Like it's
Okay, so
funny,
the
bro.
the music that you're writing, like what do you want people to like what's the energy that you want people to get from you?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna let people choose that for themselves. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let people decide for themselves. I think with this, it's just a polished version of what I was doing before. That makes sense. A way better polished version. Yeah. Less less influenced, more just like yourself, myself. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate
Just
that.
more raw, bro. Just it's
Yeah.
just raw. Everything I'm putting out right now is just raw. Like I'm not overstretching shit. Like you're not hearing me rapping about Lamborghinis and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just raw, real life shit, bro. Everything that I say is facts. I'm not really capping about nothing. So it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, that's pretty much where I want to be is just like get to the point where it's just like, I hate this whole, I get the whole fake it till you make it stuff. I get it. But it's like,
And
it's only so
that's what hip hop was for such a long time, right?
exactly. There's only so far you can fake it, right? There's only so many times you can post yourself in a Lamborghini, but like I've ran into you at Audi like 4 times, dog. You know what I mean? Like,
I've
talking
seen
about,
you
man.
driving that Corolla.
I've seen,
I've seen
man, I've seen it.
1998.
Hey, nigga, you don't have to add the year now. You violated. Niggas, I see your 98
I
Corolla.
see I see you in that 98 Corolla that you bought for $3,000 in the lot.
My God, bro said you
But
got
you
it from the
talking
auction
about
yard.
whipping in the Lambo. Skr, skr.
I'm telling you, bro. And they be the worst ones, bro. They be the worst ones.
Yeah.
Just make music, bro. This ain't a fashion show. No one cares about how much money you got. No one cares about your bags.
Yeah,
No one
straight
gives a
up.
fuck, bro. Just especially I get wanting to look like you, but bro, the most successful people in this industry right now, in my opinion, like have done it without over flexing. Like they flex within their limits. That makes
Yeah.
sense. For
Yeah.
example, Chillin'. Yeah, he flexes, but he flexes within his limits. He talks about the Rolexes because he has a Rolex.
Got you.
He talks about this because he has it, right? Take someone like Nerve, for example. Excellent fucking person, doesn't flex that much, massive audience.
Yeah.
Humble, down to earth person, everyone loves him. You know, raps about his Subi, bro. People love it. It's great. No, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's relatable, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking relatable, bro. It's what I'm saying.
He's talking about stuff he knows, you know?
Exactly. And stuff that we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, at the end of the day, dude, pick your poison, do whatever the fuck you want at the end of the day. Like, us people that have been in this industry, we know what works, right? We've seen what works. It's just a matter of whether we want to execute it now or not. Some people have done it already and they're doing excellent for themselves, but obviously pick what you want and just don't overdo it because you get caught lacking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look
That's
stupid
great
when you get caught
advice.
lacking,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't get caught lacking, right?
You don't
I'm
want
telling
to.
you, bro, if I see you, if I catch you rapping about a Lamborghini and your card declines in front of me, bro, I ain't letting that shit slide, bro. I ain't letting that shit slide. You ending up on TikTok, bro. You ending up on TikTok, bro. I swear to God, fam. Like, shit.
Don't come here and kill me, man. But bro, like as an independent artist, what's been the hardest part about building your career that people don't always see?
Money. Money, bro. Money, 100%. Like, I think starting, especially back in the day, um, releasing music is expensive that people don't actually realize. As you know, going to the studio, 3-4 hours, it's 80, 90, whatever it is, an hour that you're paying, right?
Yeah.
That's not even including the mix and master. So a song from start to finish, mix and master might cost you, let's just say 6 to 850, right? Then on top of that, you might do a video or just a reel to post it.
Yeah.
Then you might do promo. Then you might do whatever. So just to release a song in general, you're looking at a minimum of like 2 to, anywhere from 2 to 10 raps if you really want to spend the money, right? On a
Yeah.
good video, good whatever it is, by the sponsor.
Yeah.
Let's say minimum of $2,000, right? Now you want to put out 10 songs a year. Nigga, you got 20 minutes.
Bro, and even say you do all that and then you got 100 listens. Like,
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like the conversion, it just doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you really got to do it because you love it.
Yeah.
And you got to
No,
do it
straight
when
up.
you ain't got shit going on. Do you know what I mean? Or just do it when you actually can afford to actually do it. That's another thing too, so
Yeah, because like I like what you said about you do it because you love it because like I said, man, you spend all this money, you get a couple hundred listens, couple thousand listens, maybe one radio spin on the local radio station at 11 p.m. Like, but if you love it, like you'll keep pushing with it. But like, have you ever had a moment where you're like, man, this just ain't even worth it anymore?
100%. That's when I stopped dropping.
Okay, so you haven't dropped in like 2-3 years. So you're saying like that was your moment of like, this ain't it.
I was like, why am I pouring all my fucking money into this shit? And it's like all I can show for it is like, I guess respectfully clout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and a few streams here and there, but like genuinely, like what do you have to actually show for it?
Yeah.
Obviously people, know who you are, or whatever it is, and blah this and blah this. But realistically, like it's just like I think you're better off, in my opinion, building yourself first, bro, and coming back and doing the shit afterwards, or making sure that you're straight first, and then coming back and sorting all this shit out. I
Yeah.
think like at that point, especially like I said, like 2 or 3 years ago, because I understand 2 3 years ago was what 2023, 2022, something like that.
Yeah.
By then, I'd been making music for like almost 8 10 years, right? So it's just like I was over it by then, but I was just like, man,
Yeah.
stuff this. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's like I get people that want, doing it because it's their way out or whatever it is, and cool. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was like, cool, man. There's other ways to make money, bro. There's so many other
Fair
ways I can
enough.
make money, man. Like honestly, like I can make money and then come back and do this shit because I want to. Like now, bro,
Yeah.
I just be recording shit and just not even putting it out. Like I have like 15, 20 songs, bro, on my phone, unreleased, mixed, master, ready to go, just chilling.
Yeah.
Bro,
But
I've been,
that's good because it keeps you in practice, right? So, like, when you
yeah,
are ready, like, you're straight to go.
yeah. I guess so. I guess so. But it's like getting to that point though is sort of what you want, but it's hard to obviously navigate. I see the difficulty for a new artist. Imagine you're coming up, right? You're in the same position, right? You just finished school, don't have that much money, you want to put out
Yeah.
music, low cost sort of sounds, whatever it is, whatever it is. It's all a chance at the end of the day, bro, right? Some
Yeah.
people do it, they do extremely well. Some people do it, they might not do that well. They might just get to this sort of level, whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, like I think like everyone learns something from it, which you can take out of it, which you can either go back and refine it, or you can turn into a business somehow. Everything that we've learned, bro, you could either go back in as a new artist and do it again and do it right, right? Or you could take that and start a business. Or you can start a record label, bro. You know the contacts, you know the methods, you know when to post, what to do. You could be an A&R, bro. You're literally
Yeah.
A&R an artist. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
terms of like actual getting stuff sorted. So it's like there's way other ways we can look at what we've learned and taking that on in terms of moving forward. Like
Yeah.
that's the way that I look at it, bro. I can't even lie to you. For me personally, like it got to a point where it wasn't necessarily to do with the bag. I was like, I'm throwing all this money into this. I'm not getting any money back. Like I'm very business minded, bro. EPM, I'm like shit. For me, if I'm throwing money on something and I'm not getting anything back, why?
Yeah, so you
Why?
weren't seeing the return on
Why,
investment.
bro? Exactly, yeah. So even if I'm going back and like obviously the highest return on investment was shows. I made my most money off doing shows.
Yep.
I
Yep.
made very I made a few $1,000s off Spotify. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
I mean a few thousand, I mean few thousand, like
Yeah.
few, not like in the tens, just to put it
The
out there, people like
fewest.
few. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Spotify don't pay that much for streams. The biggest like money thing for that was definitely shows and performances and people paying you to, come out there and support them and, post and whatever it is and buds and
Yeah.
buds because they knew that you'd bring people to a show because I think people knew I was more of a performer rather than like maybe someone on Spotify with us. People would prefer to come to my shows because they knew the sets were hype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear
So
that, yeah.
it translated a little bit more. Uh, but yeah,
What
yeah.
was it like kinda navigating? Because like, obviously, Brisbane had a very well, at least when I was there, like, I don't think it's much stronger now, but it had a very small hip hop scene. Like, there weren't a lot of you guys kinda doing hip hop in Brisbane. Um, so what was it like kinda navigating that scene? Because, like, man, like, to tell the truth, like, Brisbane big on, like, punk rock and heavy metal and all that kinda stuff. Like, even a lot of the venues are kind of geared
Mm,
towards those kinds of
mm,
genres.
mm.
So what was it like trying to break that mold and also, like, bring your own audience, but maybe, like, reach out to a new audience?
I can't lie. I think like there was at the time there was a bit of a hip hop monopoly going on in
Yeah,
Brisbane in terms of what clubs were performing you were performing at and what clubs were playing what sort of genre of music. So
yeah,
yeah, there was that sort of thing, but I feel like there was a very select few clubs that held it down for us at that time. Like at the time, Woolly Mammoth was a very, very big one. What's called the Zoo was a very, very big one as well for hip hop. Where else? Tivoli, obviously. Um, right, even what's it called? What's that one? Bro, you know what club I'm talking about? The club that was next to the 7-Eleven, bro. It's the 7-Eleven that everyone, that big club, bro. That was up,
Yeah.
up those white stairs.
Yeah, 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 it's changed now. When I was in town
You know
a
what? You know what I'm
couple
talking about?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, I know the
everyone
one.
in Brisbane knows the club that I'm talking about, bro. It
Yeah.
was like big club or like a big hip hop club back in the day,
Yeah, yeah,
right across
yeah.
the road from the 7-Eleven on like is it Brunswick Street or some shit? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
TFG, something like that. I don't know, bro. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know the one you're talking about, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. So that stuff, those few clubs are holding it down in terms of actually, the Brisbane scene. And back then, bro, like especially when we first came out, you gotta understand is that we already had sort of people that had kind of paved it for us in a way. Because we had the Midas Golds, we had the Gil Bates, we had the Camouflage Roses, especially in like that terms of like, black hip hop artists like coming out to do that sort of thing. Right. They were the only ones that were sort of like already doing it in our city at that time like that. So yeah, I feel like there was, you're right, there was a lot. I don't think it was really hard to break through that because of that reason. But I think the other clubs did just follow suit like, later as things went down because obviously those other genres, in my opinion, sort of became smaller. So
And there was definitely, like, an element of having to create space, you know what I mean? Like,
mm,
we would do shows at the Back Room in Annerley,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
which is a well-known, like, heavy metal
Mm,
spot, but, like, we would pull up and do R&B, hip hop
hmm.
shows there. We would do shows at the Milk Factory in South
Yeah.
Brisbane, which I think is
Yeah.
now called It's Still a Secret or Can You Keep a Secret or something like that,
I
like,
know.
it's changed, but, like, we would do shows there. I actually did a secret show there. That was my first ever, like, show to sell out, and it was a secret show where we didn't tell anyone the location until the day of the gig. Oh, and we only had, like, it's a small space, man. You could only
Yeah.
fit, like, 120 people in. Actually, I don't even think 120. You can only fit 100 people, but we had, like, 115, 120 people.
That's
It
pretty fucking
definitely
good though.
it was not fire safe.
But that's the last thing you should be worrying about at a show right now is fire safety.
Hey, we were making money.
Hey, that's the important part. As long as the dollars are printing.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, hey,
And,
hey.
and, like, Black Bear Lodge and, like, all
Yes,
these,
Black man,
you
yeah,
know
yep, yep.
what's that one in West End? It's closed down now recently, I just saw, damn, I did a show there not very long ago either.
50s.
Bearded
I'll be a
Lady.
lady, yeah.
But yeah, and Lefties as well. But these are all spots that are, like, well known for every other genre except for hip hop and
Yeah, that's
R&B,
true.
but,
That's
like,
true.
we had to create space in.
Yep, yep, yep. Oh, that's true. You're right. You're right.
So, where are you at now? Like, you mentioned it's been a few years since you've, dropped anything, like, where are we at? When are we ready to drop again?
Bro, I think probably soon. I've just been, like I said, I've just been real busy, bro, with work, and everything else there too. But I think I'm finally at a place where I can spend some money towards it,
Yeah,
that we deserve to, so which would be good. But it'll be interesting, bro. I think it'll be really, really good. Obviously, whatever happens, happens. I'm not expecting much from it. I'm doing it because once again, you do it because you love it, right? Not expecting anything from it. But like I said, bro, this gonna be my last investment towards this, bro. If I'm like I said, if I'm a businessman, right?
yeah,
And I'm a betting man, right? If you're putting $100 into something and I'm not getting at least $20 back, I don't
yeah,
want it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
No, so it's just like that's the way that I'm looking at it. So it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. And obviously, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, bro. It is what it is. But
yeah,
it's just a matter of giving it another go. Giving it another go, giving it another last shot. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna just make music for myself, like I've been doing, bro. And I love it, bro. My
yeah.
favorite thing, bro, is going to the studio, making music, putting on my headphones, and listening to my own shit. Is that crazy? Like, is that crazy of me? And like me being the only one that can hear it? Is that selfish? It's
Like,
kind of selfish, isn't it?
I don't know if it's selfish. I think in a sense, like, it's you keeping in touch with your creativity, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The last thing you wanna do is, like, not make music,
Yeah,
because
of
then
course.
you'll lose that skill. The last thing you wanna do is not perform because you'll lose that skill. So, like, I think
Mm.
there's no problem with the fact that you got, 15, 20 songs mixed and mastered ready to go on your phone. Like, bro, I've got nothing. I ain't written a song in 2, 3 years. Like,
No way you haven't written a song in
I
2, 3 years.
haven't written a
No
song.
way.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
bet you. I
one
bet you
thing
got
not
them
re
voice memos though
bro,
of them
it's one
humming.
thing not releasing music, but, like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even writing it is And I think, like, that's partly why I got into this podcast bag because I was like, "Man, like, I need to create
Mm,
somehow," and, like, yes, I work a 9 to 5 that allows me to be creative and all of that, but, like,
mm.
I'm doing that for someone else, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
whether it's for the client, whether it's for the boss, whether it's for whatever, like, I'm doing that for someone else's benefit and not necessarily mine, where I'm like, things like this where I get to speak to people like you know what I mean? Like,
I get you,
for
bro.
me, this is great because it's a learning and it allows me to kind of create these moments, create these conversations, um,
Oh, yeah.
for myself, but for other people to enjoy.
I know you're right. That is true. That is true.
So yeah, I don't think it's selfish, bro. I think it's if anything, it's good that it's there because one day, and it might be 10 years from now, you might drop that voice note number 44.
On Spotify, drop the voice note number 44 on Spotify, bro. My kids will be
Yeah.
traumatized. I'll be 55. Their dad's dropping rap songs.
And and by then you'll be like you know like how people like have their parents and their uncles and stuff who've been in the music game and then
Yeah,
they're the ones who are like, "Man, back in my day,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
back when I used to do you."
Bro, I heard an analogy, bro, the other day, which was like you telling a Gen Z kid right now about like Fetty Wap and shit is like the equivalent of an old head telling you about like Tupac and Biggie.
Bro, okay, here's what's crazy about that.
Because like that's the difference in terms of time, bro. It's been like 10 years since then. Think about it.
Here's what's crazy about that. Tupac and Biggie died 30 years ago, 29
Yes.
years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Fetty Wap ain't even dead, bro, but
Yeah.
like his music. You know what I mean? Like, his music is now considered a classic, a
Generational.
throwback,
Yeah.
like, however, like, the way we think about Fetty Wap, bro, when
Yeah.
we like, I saw, an Instagram reel where, like, it was someone I think she was, like, a dentist, and then her apprentice was a Gen Z, and she's going through and she's like, "Okay, 17," and then the apprentice is like, people, 18? Like, she just doesn't know what the 17 is leading up to. And I was like, "Nah, we can't be that far away from
We're
Fetty
far.
Wap.
We're far, bro. We're far, bro. We're far,
Nah."
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's my whole point. So it's like once again, imagine us now trying to like drop like stupid like hip hop music that's like still like young towards Gen Z. But I don't even
Yeah.
understand this like skibbity toilet shit. What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
Skibbity what?
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, what are you talking about? This
Yeah.
what's it called? They call it brain rot or something like that.
Yeah, like brain rot, AI
What?
slop,
What
like
the? What am I watching, bro? What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I swear to God, I'm turning into an old head, an old head. Sorry,
Wow, you
my
turning into
brain's I'm
Ankh.
cooked with, bro.
Turning into Ankh. Yo, but it's actually crazy because I feel like, okay, the distance between us and the generation above us, right?
Mm,
Like I don't even know what the millennials, like whoever's above us, like whoever would reference Tupac to us.
yeah, yeah.
We still understand the content. We still understand, when they say Tupac and Biggie, like, okay, we get it. I know what you mean. It was all a dream. Like
Mm,
we know enough to kind of be in there. Like you could even argue like, someone knowing Usher's first album versus, DJ Got Us Falling in Love Usher. Like those are two different
true,
Ushers.
true.
You know what I mean? But like talking about You Remind Me Usher versus OMG Usher. Like, you know what I mean? But like those are the people who are like my older sister. I'm so exposed to someone like Usher because my
Mm,
older sister been listening to Usher. My older cousin's been listening to all those guys. Whereas like now, there is so much happening in the music landscape and there is so much saturation. Like there is too much music for anyone to consume the same way that we were consuming Whitney Houston and Usher, like, and all these people
yeah.
way beyond their.
No, I feel you. Free R. Kelly though.
Yo, okay, I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm gonna say
Ah,
something
here we go.
controversial.
Here we go. Yeah, yeah.
This is only episode 8 of this podcast, and I hope we make it to episode 9, but I'm gonna say something controversial.
Shit.
First of all, terrible human.
Yes, of course.
Terrible human. The things he did cannot be defended, cannot be nothing.
Allegedly.
However, R. Kelly is the greatest songwriter of all time.
Oh, bro, he's brilliant.
Greatest song. There is one thing that I can never take away from that man. You can take away his royalties, you can take away his freedom, you can take away his creature comforts, you can take it all away. But the one thing I will never take away from that man, greatest songwriter of all time. Come on, bro.
Shit.
Like, and again, terrible human. The things he did were bad, but like, bro, you cannot
Nah, I feel
tell
you.
me that. And it's funny because I feel like we're now kind of getting far enough away that like people are starting to unapologetically bump R. Kelly again.
True,
I was
true.
at a conference. I was at a conference with a live band,
Mm.
and I kid you not, bro. I'm out on that dance floor, we chilling, we dancing, you know how these conferences be, and then you hear, "I'm not trying to be rude, hey, pretty girl," and I'm like, "Hold on a second, R. Kelly in Big 2025,
He's
okay."
back. They're letting him out the
But
cage,
man,
out the gate.
out the gate, and I'm like,
All
"Man,"
right.
and I was like, "I should feel angry about this? I don't know, but this is one of the greatest songs ever written."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, look, look. I see the logic. I see the logic. I see the logic. I do see the
Yeah.
logic. Because like same thing here, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna get myself canceled. Bro. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna keep my
Oh,
mouth
so
shut.
you just let me go on a whole 3
Okay, fine,
minutes.
fine, fine, fine. I was gonna say,
You just let me go on a whole
wait.
3-minute tangent
Gosh, no,
on
listen,
Robert Kelly.
this one was gonna be crazy because my statement, bro. You gotta understand, man. Sometimes the things that come to my brain should not be said out loud.
But talk to me, man. Like, when it's all said and done, what do you want people to say Beefy Black was about?
Right? I don't know. It's a weird question to me because for me, it's like I don't really want anything from people, bro. I'm
Yeah,
just just me, dog. You know what I mean? Like people can
yeah,
just have it as they want. Like, you just take the music as it is, you use it as you need to. For me, it's like I make music based on how I feel, right? So I hope that my music can help someone feel better in a situation that they're feeling, if that makes sense. So it's like there's no thing to say, oh, I want my music to make you feel like happy or angry or you gotta feel like this or that. It's just like listen to it, and if it resonates with you and and you like it, then cool. That's pretty much it. There's no, yeah, I don't really have like a thing to say. Oh yeah, you should feel like this, or this is what I would want from my audience or whatever it is. But just give it a chance, listen to it, and see if it resonates with you, and go from there. That's pretty much it.
so let me expand the question this way, like, you take away the music, who are you?
Well, I'd probably say that I'm hard on the exterior, soft on the inside. That
Okay.
makes sense. People, like I like to help people. I like
Yeah,
to. I've got a lot of people who are very close to me. I got a lot of people that I take care of. A lot of people who I talk to every day. Friends, family,
yeah,
brothers, sisters, whatever it is. Besides the whole like music side of things and everything else, it is more so about bringing people together at the end of the day. Music is one of those things that's like you can listen to it by yourself. You also listen to it together in clubs and at events or at a park or whatever it is. But it also comes down to feelings and emotions, which is the main thing for me. Like my music, I think is more so, like I said, it's a framework on how I'm feeling at the time when I'm actually recording the song, if
yeah,
that makes sense. And
yeah,
it's like how you're feeling at a specific time could be the same as what someone else is feeling at a specific time.
yeah.
And you putting that out there could either help that person or not. But and that's pretty much all it is for me is that, just making sure that at least hopefully my music can connect with someone on that deeper level at some point, and that can help. That can help them either inspire them to make music, inspire them to you know go get a bag, do whatever they want to do, whatever it is, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's got to connect with the audience and go from there. I think maybe what I should have probably said earlier was I want my music to
Yeah,
connect with people probably on a deeper level than just a deeper surface level than just lyrics and everything else, but actually about implementing those things into your life and
yeah,
doing things better for yourself. So I think, yeah, Beefy is, like I said earlier, unapologetically himself. I don't ask many questions. I don't need approval from many people. I just do what I want because I want to do it. And people should just follow suit. People are so stuck in the sense where They want to do shit because people tell them to do it, or they just worry about other people's approval, bro. People don't post photos because it's getting out of the way they look and people are
Yeah,
gonna say about them and everything else. Like that was my whole thing. Is just like don't be afraid to be yourself and just do it, dude. Like
straight up.
who's stopping you from take that from me and run with it? You know what I mean? Like just be you, dude. No one's gonna stop you from, and even if they try to stop you, people who are usually doing well in life don't try to stop you from trying to do well in life either. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
when
yep,
was the last time you heard a fucking millionaire be like, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't be, you know, doing that online"? People with money don't have time to be giving you hate on the internet. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you should. Why are you worried about Joe Blow commenting on your post with, nothing to his name? Like, you're worried about the
yeah,
wrong people, dude.
yeah, yeah, straight up.
Focus on what's important to you. Like, focus on the right things. Focus on what's going to benefit you. Don't worry about the losers. And block out all the noise. Block out all the noise and just do you. Like, people are gonna hate you regardless. People hate you when you step out of your comfort zone. You do things outside of your comfort box, and they see you doing things. Why is he posting videos? Why is he
Yeah,
doing this? Why is he doing that?
yeah,
But then when you blow up and things do well, oh my god, it was so good seeing you grind. It was so good seeing you
yeah,
come
yeah,
up.
yeah.
But
I
you've
was there from the
experienced this shit.
beginning.
Literally, I was there from the beginning, bitch. No, you
Yeah,
weren't. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, you've seen this shit, bro. You had that obviously as you know when you got to like the height of like your music shit, bro. And so did I. I mean, you got people who were
yeah,
like who were looking at you funny in high school. Oh, why is he like thingy? And then now it's like, oh my god, you're doing so well. Yes, Kathy. I mean, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
bro.
like, it's always that text message. Once you've been in the news or you've
Mm-hmm.
won an award or you've done something, it's always that text message that kills me where it's like, "Hey, man, I just saw the news, man. Man, I always knew it. I
Yeah,
always knew it."
I
And I'm
always
like,
knew you were gonna make it.
"You ain't never been to one
One of my
show.
show. It's like you start going through, but I'm so great. I start going through my comments. Like, this nigga even comment one time on my shit. I
You
swear to
ain't
God,
you
bro, I'm
ain't
gonna
never
find this.
liked, you ain't never been to a show, you
But
ain't
you don't even
never."
follow me on Instagram. You don't even fucking follow me. Like, what are you talking about? Bro, I've been supporting you
Yeah,
this whole time. What? Where do you even see my shit? Like,
yeah,
post on one platform. You know what I mean?
straight
Like,
up.
what are you talking about?
People hella funny like that, bro. Hey, man, I really appreciated your time, bro, man. We could sit here and talk for hours and hours and hours, but I definitely want us to run this back once you've started releasing your music again, and I wanna see where you come to then. But
Appreciate you, bro.
before we wrap it up, we're gonna end it the same way that we end every episode of Before We Take Off, and that's with 3 rapid fire questions. So Imma ask you 3
Shit.
questions. I don't want you to think about it, just the first thing that comes to your head. You ready? Alright. What is one thing you would do again? There you go thinking
It's a
about
hard
it.
question. Shit, bro. If I answered the first thing that came in my head, you would have been like, "You're wild." But do again. LSD.
That's crazy. I had to sip some water after that one. That was
See,
okay.
luckily, I thought about it. You can imagine what my first answer would have been.
I don't wanna know. Luckily, I don't ask for too much expansion on these questions. You ain't gotta go in any further than you want to on that.
It's all right, bro.
Alright, flip side, what's one thing you'd never do again?
Nah, never do again. I don't know. There's not very many things I regret. I can't lie.
That's one of the greatest answers to that question we've ever had.
Really
Well,
interesting.
because I feel like to an extent, right, there are so many things that you want to kind of, do and not regret.
Mm.
But, like, yeah, there's nothing that you'd like, even though you've done it and you don't regret it, there's nothing that you're like, "Man, I will be very happy in my life if I never do that."
I mean, maybe like blackout drunk. I mean, that's you know what
That's
I mean.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yup. Yup.
Now, I hope to never blackout drunk again. But like, I don't know what God has in store for me.
Alright, fair, man. Alright, last question. What is one piece of advice you wish someone told you at the start of your journey?
Oh, that's a good question. Consistency is key, but also you need to grow at within the process as well. If that makes sense. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like especially in that first part when people start coming up, they get boxed in real fast into like a certain genre or a certain like artist type where they feel like they can't pivot out of that.
Yeah.
Like, when you first start and people look at you and you're like, oh, let's just say, I don't know, I don't know, Joe Blow from the road, like, oh yeah, he's like Cursor, for example.
Yeah.
They box
Yeah.
him into that sort of
Yeah.
like genre or space, right? And then with us, it's like, oh, he's solely just like hip hop or trap or whatever it is, right? And then with you, it might be, oh, he only makes like, jazz or R&B, or people sort of try to box you into like one sort of place, right?
Yeah.
Just be open to trying those new things early on, because you might find that you actually like or good at something else,
Straight
right?
up.
That you could actually hone in early on and actually save yourself time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know what's going to work music wise for you until you actually like try it and see how it actually gets received by your audience. So
Yeah.
probably say that.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here at the Launchpad.
Appreciate you, bro.
Beefy
As
Black,
always.
let the people know where they can find you, your work. Tell them what it is, where it is, how it is.
Yeah. You can find me at YBR Beefy on Instagram, baby.
That's it. And as always, we'll
Yes.
drop all the information in the description. So make sure you follow Beefy Black. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Before We Take Off. My name's Mufara, joined here by Beefy Black, and you have all been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you another time. Peace.
You know what? We about to take off.